Hello everyone, here is our card that we'll be working on today, and I'll be coloring that image a little later. First off, I'll show you what I used for my card. I used the beach time for the sentiment and a couple little shells. The mermaid party for the two beautiful mermaids. Also the slimline die, so the biggest one in that set, along with the scallop slimline die, also the biggest one in there, and the mermaid outline dies to cut our mermaids. The underwater scene, sorry. Now here's the card again, and we'll just take the layers and start from the base. So 3 7/8 by 8 3/4, and we'll just cover it up with the first layer. Just tape that and line it up. Also for the inside, I'm going to take one of this and make it a little strip and put it inside. As you know, I like to dress it up a little bit. And this one is super easy, just a little strip inside. And now I'm going to trim that piece off. There you go. And now I'm going to take the scallop one and I'm going to put some foam tape in the back just for dimension. And the piece that's going to go on top, I have it already stamped. Now I just want to put some ink on it. So I got the Distress Oxide, the peacock feather one, just to give it a little bit more blue tones. And just put just a little bit of shading around. I like this paper. I think that's from Lawn Font, if I'm not mistaken. It's an older paper I had in my stash. Just looks like bubbles under the sea. And while I'm doing my inking, I'm going to do just the bottom that looks like the sand and under the sea. So I think that was the tea dye I had, if I'm not mistaken. Just put a little bit of blending on that. Just love the way this card turned out. There, so I'm gonna put this directly on, no popping this part up, just flat. And line it up. And then I'm gonna put some foam tape on the part that looks like the sand part for dimension. Kind of bent that, but you won't see it later. So there's that part. Now I'm just gonna put under the water scene pieces, though, the rock and the plants. Try to figure out where they should go. And I put a little bit of foam and a little bit of tape. I think I have to put that one a little down. I think I'm going to bring it down a bit because I think the mermaid's up too high. You'll see, yeah. Just a tad. I had so much fun coloring those little mermaids. I love the way they came out with the two-tone hairs. Too cute. So there, she's sitting on the rock, petting her little turtle. So that one's going to go at the end. So I'm going to place the one that doesn't have no color yet, just so I know where to put my plants and where the stones are going to go. Just for a guide. And then I'm going to put the one that goes in the middle of both of them. Oh, there's the little star. And that's from the beach time. I have 2 little images that's from there. Just to add a little something else to look at. So there's the stone. So some is touching the ground, so that's why I put a little bit of tape and then the foam where it's not touching the look of the sand. So I'm going to put that little plant there too. So some parts I had to double up on the foam dots, and some I just have to put the one. It just depends where it sits. There's that one. So now we're going to grab that one and we're going to go and start coloring her. So I'm starting with the tail, and that's going to be YG61, the lightest one, and YG03. That one's a little bright, so I'm going to go back on with the other one just to cool it down. As all my videos, I'm going to do all the shading with my pencil a little later on when I'm finished coloring it with my Copics. So here is the darker shade. It's the YG17. Just blend it. So I'm going to start with the YG61 for the hair, going to the YG03, and blend that with the lightest one again. And add just a little bit of the YG17. And blend it a bit. So now I'm going to go with the RV32 for the hair, for the lightest shade of the hair. Looks a little bit like a watermelon, but it turns out pretty nice after. Just gotta work at it. So then I went in with the RV34, and now I'm just blending the 32 in there. I'll bring back the 34 in a second again, just to do the tips. Blend it out a bit more. And here I take the blender one, just so it just blends the two together a little bit better. So when you do go in with your white pencil, it has a better seamless kind of, because you got such a big difference in colors, right? So the blender kind of helps with that. So now I did my face with the E00, E13, and now I'm bringing in an E11. And just smooth it all out and blending it out with the E00. So now I'm going to start with her arms and hands. And so I started with the 13, now the 11, and I'll blend it all out with the E00 until I'm happy with the blend. Just putting a little bit more of the 13 down, and that's the 11, just where I wanted more of the shading to look like a little darker, and blending it out. So I just grabbed again for the hair just to make it a little deeper color. Here is the BG53. I love this color and it's pretty dead. So I will have to change, as you'll see after this there. I'm going to try to blend it out and it won't work. So I had the 57 and now I'm back with the 53 and it doesn't want to blend good. So I'm going to go in with the BG 45, and I find it's a little deeper color. I rather the 53, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? So that's what happened there. Now I'm going to start with the tail, and I go with the same color as I did with the hair, right? The tail and the hair is going to be the same. So the RB 32 and the 34. Just doing the darkest shade now. And now I'm going to do the lighter shade and just blend it out. I'm working on my sneaks for CC Design for next month. That's coming soon. Well, when this video goes up, it's going to be the first day of the sneak peeks, so you'll see that. They are adorable. Having fun with them. So there's the 91, the YG91, the first coat on my seahorse. And there's the 93, and now I'm shading or blending with the 91. Yeah. Blend. There's too cute, that little seahorse. So there again, I got the BG 45. And I'm going to put some on like the headpiece. And here is the V15 and the YR23 for the headpiece. So now I'm shading. So here we go with the pencils. So I got a light brown for the face and the skin color, I should say. So we are starting the shading. Not as a big image as the little piggies there that I did a week ago. Yeah, that one was a big one, but so worth it when you do it. He's so adorable with his little guy on top of him. And I'm just blending with my nib and my Gamsol until I'm happy with the shading. And I'm putting some pink in the hair for the highlights. And I'll blend that out. So yeah, I'm going to be putting some white for where the two meet. You'll see that in a little bit, just to blend the two colors together better. Now I'm doing the tail with the pink again. Now I got some green for the hair. And for the tail, the same color I use for the pencil for the hair and for the tail. Just a little bit more green. So there is the RV 11 for the cheeks. And now I'm putting a little bit of white where I want like some of the shading to be, like lighter. Just blend that out the best I can. So for some highlights and for the contrast of the two different color hair, I find that helps to blend them both together, like a seamless look kind of thing. And I'll put a little bit on top of her hair. And just blend it out. And here I'm going to put a little bit of like some Wink and Stella, just where the blue is, and on her like her headpiece or crown, I'll put some of that on there too, just so it shines more. Oh, and then I put a little bit of green. I had forgot to put a little bit of green on the seahorse. Blend that out. Glossy accent on there too, so it just shines even more with the Wink and Stella. And it just gives it even, you know, a dimension on your image too. It really adds a lot. In person, you really see it. Yeah. My top of my bottle is so ruined, so this is a lot easier just to do it with a little toothpick. So there, I had left that to sit for a bit, so now I can touch it and add her to my card. I'm going to put some foam tape. Some places, like I said, I have to put double the foam tape where it's needed. And I just flip her hair a little bit more. In here, I'm just going to put those little glass bubbles just so it looks like you're under the sea more. And I'm just attaching that again with the glossy accent. It's an easy way. So here's my card. It's all done. I hope you like it and you subscribe to this channel also. And I'll show you one more time the stamp set, the mermaid party for the mermaids, along with the underwater scene and the dies. Here's my card again, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.